Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, you beautiful brave hearts all around the world. And I do mean you beautiful brave hearts all around the world. Have you ever really stopped to think about where we all come from? Well, I can't give you that answer, but I know that the creator of everything, the source of everything, that's where we came from. And whether you like it or not, we're all family. We are all a spirit family. And today I want to talk about love, honor, and respect. You know, when I say that, the first thing that came into my head just now is I was told to love, honor, and respect my parents no matter what they did to me, what they said to me, and understand something. That's incorrect. I was told to love, honor, and respect those people in authority of me, and that's incorrect. I will not respect anyone that thinks that they're authority over me, for one thing, because nobody is an authority over me on this planet. I'm also told continually to love, honor, and respect the medical system, and I will never do that. When the medical system love, honors, and respects human beings, I will love, honor, and respect the medical system. Now, I will never attack the medical system, but I will tell you the truth about them. Yes, they're beautiful human beings that decide to become doctors and nurses and whatever into the medical system, but the medical system is corrupt. It was corrupt from the day it even started. There's nothing to fix because it's not broken. It's doing exactly what it was intended to do. And that was sell human beings off by the pound and to suffocate and put a chokehold on their spirit. And the doctors and the nurses and the technicians and everybody else involved in the administration doesn't even know this. Just because somebody has been put into a place of authority on this planet, remember, that the more authority that somebody is given on this planet, the more screwed up they are, and the more programmed they are, and the more unconscious they are of the subconscious beliefs that are inside their head that make them think they have authority over us and that they can rule over us and understand something. I will love, honor, and respect every spirit being on this planet, but I will not respect their identity if their identity does not love, honor, and respect me. So I need you to understand that. So if you think that I'm a freedom fighter and I'm going to fight the medical system, I'm not going to fight anything like that. I'm not going to do that. And as far as the government goes, for God's sakes, you may not wake up this year, next year, maybe it'll take you 10, 20 years. Maybe you'll never wake up to the fact that there's a government inside of a government that actually works for an entity and that it never ever worked for you. It just makes you believe that it's working for you. Oh, we're doing the best we can, just like the medical system. Every time they have a major medical breakthrough, it's a breakdown for a human being. And then every time the government says they're doing something for you, they've taken away from you. So the government doesn't work for the people. The medical system does not work for the people, even though the people in the system believe they're working for us, and they believe that this is as good as it can get. For God's sakes, I've said it before, you don't even need money on this planet, but money is used to actually enslave us, and I got to get ahead. Well, that means I've got to take your head. I've got to take your head to get ahead. I got to take a head. That means I got to chop someone else's head off. Okay. Understand something. I will not disrespect any human on this planet, but I will not love, honor, and respect the belief systems of those people that are feeding into the corruption and the taking of souls here. That's never going to happen. So understand that. I won't take the energy to disrespect them because understand this. Most of you believe that somebody's coming to save you, whether it's Trump or it's some savior going to come out of the sky, or you know what? The reality is you believe in whatever you need to get through your day, but I don't need fairy tales and fantasies or, this story's been around for 100,000 years. Well, I'm making my own story up. This morning, I probably had about 20 calls from people because, as you know, I give my phone number out. I don't give my phone number out because guess why? Because I need to be important to people? No, people need to be important to themselves. And understand something. Every human being on this planet is in my family. And it doesn't mean that I'm going to go and try to touch the hearts of every human being, because you know what? You've got to be ready to want to love, honor, and respect yourself. And whether you want to believe this or not, and it's the truth. I would say if I was doing my own little stat, I'd say 999 people out of 1,000 on this planet will never love, honor, and respect themselves. And the reality is because you are taught to dishonor, disrespect, okay, yourself and not trust yourself. Oh, yeah, that's the first thing they do. I mean, seriously? I mean, come on, seriously. What kind of whack jobs are we? Seriously. We go to a medical doctor for health. They've never been taught health in their life. You know what? You'd be better off to go to the woman that is disrespected, that goes and does her own research on how to heal her family. But nobody's going to respect her because she doesn't have a medical doctor's degree. I mean, think about how moronic, okay, and how dumbed down the majority of the population is. They will go to a drug dealer, okay, that poisons them and then cut pieces of their body out. Why? Because we hate ourselves. That's right. That's right. People that go and do drugs, they can't handle what they're thinking because they got stinking thinking and they don't even know it and they've got to numb it out. And then people that need to chop pieces of their body out, okay, this is because, guess what? They're unworthy. Okay, so when you got stinking thinking, you get rotten to the core. Let me tell you something. When I say this, I mean it. And nobody can ever, ever, ever tell me I'm wrong. You could do just two things, right? And that is to start observing what you're thinking and stop judging yourself and stop judging everybody else out there, wasting your bloody time, getting involved in the wars, getting involved in the quarrels, getting involved that you have an opinion. I'm on here giving my opinion about how I live, not about you. You can believe in anything you want. You can drink anything you want. You can eat anything you want. You can go and do chemo if you want with a 3% success record. That's right. After 5 years, only 3% of the people are actually living. And you know what? Whether you want to believe this or not, if you did nothing, you would have, well, you know what the answer was, what I was going to say. So I'll let you decide for yourself. But the reality is you can't put in altered mustard gas in the body and think you're going to win. Okay. You cannot attack your body and think you're going to win. You need to love, honor, and respect it. Don't go to war with your body. Go to love with your body. Okay. Love yourself well. It's all about vibration. It's all about frequency. You didn't notice? Why do you think there's blue light on phones, computers, all the lighting right now when you go to a movie? Why do you think it's 5G instead of 3G, which was hardly harming us? It's because it's all just to what? To dismantle our spirit, to bring our vibration down. Let me tell you something. I will travel this world loving, honoring, and respecting myself, and I will not let people dishonor, disrespect me in any way. And I will not attack them. I will not judge them because everybody's just programmed to dishonor themselves and each other. And that's the God's truth. Now you're going, well, this is really a negative one a day, Dr. Wolf. No, it's not. Realizing what planet Earth is, it is a training ground for a low vibrational frequency being. I am a low vibrational frequency being. I'm not putting myself down. But anybody that eats, drinks, and poops is not high vibrational. I know damn well in my mind that there are trillions of different species in the universe. There are millions of different dimensions in the universe. Most people can't get it out of their head. You know, if you were to look at a universal picture, Earth doesn't even show up. But let me just tell you something. Who cares about that? Why don't you show up for yourself? You wouldn't even know how to show up for yourself. You don't know how to connect to your breath. You wouldn't do 3, 2, 1, you got this and put a hairband or a love band on, would you? No, you wouldn't do that. You know, this saved my life. This changed my life. I will never dishonor, disrespect myself or anybody else, even if somebody else thinks I'm disrespecting them. Like people will be on here right now going, who does he think he is? Well, for one thing, this is my platform. The other thing, if you don't like me, don't come on here and get yourself all upset. But then people don't realize that they look for someone to upset them because, you know, the 999 people, well, they need so much pain and suffering every day to know that they're alive. Yeah. Meanwhile, they're killing themselves. And is it something? So the reality is the source of everything for me, just so you know, and can we have different beliefs without you hating me? Can we just do that? Or disliking me? oh my God, if everybody doesn't believe in what I believe in, then I hate them. Okay, get out of here. Because see, your subconscious was actually built. So if somebody doesn't match your beliefs, you actually hate them or you don't like them or you push them away. I will embrace everyone. They don't have to have the same beliefs as I believe, but understand this. This is a training ground, baby. This is a training ground. No one's coming to save Daryl, okay? No one's coming to save Daryl. Are there other brave hearts out there that unite with me? Absolutely. One is Jim Gale, right off the cuff, okay? All right, he lives in total freedom of himself, all right? But let me tell you something. This is a training ground, and this is a training ground for low vibrational beings. Okay, we got to start somewhere. When you start school, you don't go straight to college or university, do you? Come on, please. All right, well, for one thing, what are you even doing there? Because that's where you're really getting programmed, but that's beside the fact. The reality is that when you start school, you start at kindergarten, right? You gotta crawl before you walk. You gotta walk before you run, and understand something. In a universal spirit dimension, I don't think that my spirit is that old. I think it's infinite, but I think that actually I'm still in kindergarten. I think I still wear a diaper actually spiritually, and I'm not putting myself down. You know, the one thing is to really 1 second. The one thing is to be able to sit in the present moment and own it and be calm about that. You know, my father was a born again Christian pastor and a carpenter, and I'm not making that up. And he used to tell us that, you know, that everybody would love to come to planet Earth and be human beings, and that we were enlightened in all of this. But then he would also say that we were sinners. So I was really confused about that. But the reality is I want to look at everything logically. I'm never going to. So please don't be offended, but I'm not going to buy into any of your religious stories. I don't care how old they are or who you said wrote them or anything like that. Now, is there really good things in these stories that have been dragged through the centuries? Absolutely. I learn from everything. But if it doesn't meet my vibration in loving, honoring, and respecting this spirit, I'm not taking it in. Look at how much stuff you take in. Look at the people you let into your life. Look at the food you let into your life. Look at the drink you let into your life. Look at the movies you watch. Look at the things that you'll actually do. Until you become conscious, you're unconscious. And as long as you're unconscious, then guess what? You're not moving to the next level. And understand something. I've said this many times. This is a PlayStation game. And understand, I'm going to win it. And how am I going to win it? I'm going to win it by loving, honoring, and respecting everybody, no matter where they come from, who they are. Okay? Because when I look at someone, I look at them as another spirit being. I don't look at them as a different nationality or a different language or a different religion. Okay? The person, you know what? To get to the point in your life where somebody looks at you and they judge you and you love them anyway, that's where I am. Sometimes I come off of that a little bit, okay? But guess what? I will work more and more on that, okay? And that is the name of the game. The name of the game is feeding your spirit. And you can't feed your spirit when you are denying another spirit being for who they are and what they're going through, okay? And to think that we've got it figured out, really. You know, this morning I was talking to, like I said, I've probably been on the phone with 20 different people. And I do not mind going on the phone with people, but I cut to the chase. You can call me at 469-861-8884. And you don't have to say, Dr. Wolf, I'll only be a minute, but just be clear in what you want. And you can even turn on your recorder, because I will give you the best of what I know. And I'm not telling you that that would be the answer, but I am here to help as many people as I possibly can. But the reality is if you could just love, honor, and respect yourself. You know, there was a lady that came on this morning, and she'll probably be watching this. And she goes, you know, Dr. Wolf, I'm having a really bad time, and I seem to be obsessing about food. And I went to my doctor. He said I have PTSD. And I said, and the reality is she is creating so much anxiety that she's ready to blow. And I said, if you really want to know, because I can talk to somebody for like 1 to 2 minutes and I already know their program. This is not me trying to be a smart ass. So just make this perfectly clear. I've done this kind of thing since I was like young, 8, 12. I can't remember when it started. But the reality is, I said, you're addicted to the pain and the suffering and the obsession part. You're always dumping adrenaline, and that gives you a high. And understand something. Everybody that dumps adrenaline isn't dumping serotonin. And if you dump serotonin, you're going to sleep at night peacefully like this. But the people that dump adrenaline go to bed, I can't sleep, and then they get a sleep apnea machine. Okay. And then they're told they have PTSD. Well, you don't have PTSD. What you have is you have shell shock because you take the same trauma, okay, that happened to you, and you keep repeating the story to yourself every day, and you're terrorizing yourself every day. And it's not your fault, because right now they got their game on. There's an entity on this planet that feeds off our suffering. And then all these morons called government and other systems, I don't want to name them. And the higher they go, the more they have to sell themselves out. If you don't believe me, you don't become a rock star. You don't become a star in Hollywood unless you shine for this entity. They tell you what to drink, what to think, what to say, how to play, and that's, I guess, if that's what you want during this lifetime. And the reality is I'm not trying to be a rebel. I'm not trying to come up against government or the medical system. I'm not trying to come up against anyone. But guess what? I'm letting everybody know, okay, that I'm not buying into it. Because all I have to do is take a look at the vibration of a person, a food, a drink, a system, a corporation, and know that it's either inflammation or creation. But the reality is this: if you could just stop being so shit scared, okay, and you don't even know you are. Oh, this is my personality. No, it's not. Your personality is being a spirit being. Love, honor, and respect. Staying in the present moment, owning it, no matter what chaos is going on. So just so you know this, people go, oh my God, where are you now? Where are you now? Even my family, where are you now? Because I'm all over the place. Okay, right now I'm doing a 5-day intensive training for some medical people on how to lovingly pull fibroids and tumors apart, and explaining to them what has never been explained before, that every growth in the body is a storage shed for unprocessed negative emotion. Oh yeah, baby. And when you have negative emotion, you are eating toxic food, because wherever your mind goes, your body follows. So if you're not in love with yourself, you're not going to be eating high vibrational, loving and food, or drinking food, or even hanging around with high vibrational people. And the reality is we're stuck. People are constipated. Okay. All right. Your mentality creates your life. It does. It creates your life. Oh my God, this Dr. Wolf is so intense. No, I'm not. Why don't you ask the people who hang around with me? I'm one of the most playful, loving people on this planet. And I can say it. I find love wherever I go, whether I go into a store, whether I walk down the street. This is my, okay, movie. I am the director. I am the writer. Okay. I am the producer, and I am the leading star, and I am the hero that comes to the call at every moment that saves me. You can't get me to buy fear. You can't terrorize me. You can't talk down on me. You can do all of that, but I'm not going to buy it. I am absolutely not going to buy anything that doesn't vibrate as high as me or higher. And that is the deal. And if you understood that, and if you said, I am going to only do things that vibrate higher than me, whether I'm eating, I'm drinking, I'm thinking, I'm watching, I'm hanging around with, then guess what? Your whole life would change, and you would win this game. And understand, the government is so corrupt, and every corporation and every system is so corrupt. You know what? It's like this. People go, well, I guess, if there's a new rule, if there's a new vaccine, or we have to wear a mask. I mean, it's everywhere. Look at everybody's buying into it. So it's got to be true. Well, no, the psycho elite own everything. Okay. That's got to do with food and water and transportation, whether it's air or ground. Okay. So they can just platform any BS that they want. And I'm not buying into it. I will live a free spirit, because guess what? This is a PlayStation game, and I'm going to win it. And I'm going to move to the next level. I'm not going to do recycle. I mean, the whole recycle thing is BS anyways. I mean, think about how much recycling we do out there, when it's the Rockefellers that actually took all the glass away It's the Rockefellers and Rothschilds that took all the paper bags away, and they brought out the plastic because it's a plastic world. And then, they pile this garbage up. There's an island of plastic in the ocean. You know what? They don't care. They have one mission, and that is to enslave 8 billion people. 80 billion people could live on this planet comfortably. What a bunch of crap. I don't care about your environmentalist who goes and says, oh my God, it's the end of the world as we know it. I don't care who you're going to bring on. Please, what a monkey. What a monkey. Organ grinder stuff. Are you ready for this? Organ grinder stuff. It's all about control. If your family was in control for 250,000 years, because we didn't come from caves and we didn't come from monkeys. And if you take a look at the buildings that were built, okay, supposedly, I don't know, they've hidden most of all the stuff. Look at you when you take a look at the structures. Take a look at these apartments here. Look at how small they are. Any jackass could build these buildings. Okay, so what they've done is they've dumbed us down to make us accept less. Okay, let me tell you something. Our ancestors weren't evil. They weren't corrupt, and they weren't killers. Okay, and guess what? But we are definitely doing one hell of a job now buying into all of this stuff. We're killing ourselves now. Nobody needs to do it. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Let me tell you something. When Lori and I travel, which we're doing a lot of, we look at, like, there's a place called Fresh Mart right here. Beautiful. We found our juices, which is called Red Mango. We found it there. So we're done. We've got this. Okay. All right. And then if I go out and have the odd meal that's, kind of like, cheating, it doesn't affect me. Yesterday we flew in here, and I'm going to tell you something. We only had 2 hours sleep because just traveling sometimes is a nightmare. But that's okay. You make it into that perfect dream, because we have to get this. There's the things that you can't control in life. Just connect to your Lionheart breath. Put a slight smile on, because every time that you stress out, you mess up. Every time you stress out, you mess up. You got to clean up a mess. You break something. You break a relationship, or you break yourself. So, anyways, we're going to be leaving here and heading back to Mexico. I've got 3 people from Disney coming. They work for Disney, and they're going to be setting up we do have the most professional health studio I think that I've ever seen. We've been working on it for a long time. It's in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, and it's going to have 5 different sets there, and it's all professional equipment, just like you'd see in a TV studio. And we're coming out with our Braveheart Nation app on August the 8th, which is I didn't say this, but we're told that it's the largest and most powerful health app in the world, and it's free to everyone. And we're going home for 3 weeks just to get that settled. And then we fly to Australia, and I do a 4-week tour there. I'll be lecturing in all the big cities. And then we'll be doing a full New World practitioner training, like a whole life health coach certification in Coffs Harbour. That's happening in July. And then we'll be doing a Wolf non-surgical bodywork certification. And then the 3-day woman's pelvic restoration course as well. But the day I finish the whole life health coach certification, I fly to New Zealand. I will be doing 2 4-hour lectures a day in different cities for 5 days. That's 10 lectures. I've never done that before. Think about that. Think about the energy that it would take and how calm you would have to be because of what could go wrong. And just say, listen, we got this. We got this. Daryl, you're bigger than you think, man. You got more energy than you think. Your spirit is bigger than you think, my friend. So, I'm going to go and do the world tour around Australia and do the whole life health coach certification. And listen, if you want to change your life, come to my whole life health coach certification. I'll give you 3-day money back guarantee that by the 3rd day, I've changed your life. Together, we will do it. And understand, what would your life look like if you had total love, honor, and respect for yourself? You stopped judging yourself and everyone else, and you were able to make choices that honored and loved and respected you. And you didn't take it personal when the rest of your family in the world objected, and you don't need anybody's approval anymore. And you actually know that the doctor does not own your body and that the government does not own your money. Okay. And that at least if you're going to be down here on this life-threatening, fun-filled adventure, planet Earth, you know the rules of engagement. And the first rule is to get engaged with yourself and have the best relationship you're ever going to have with any human being. It's got to be with yourself first and foremost, or the rest are going to suck. because if you're not filling up your own heart, nobody else is going to do it for you. So don't give me this fairy tale Disney World, you know what. So then we go, like I said, then we go to New Zealand, and you know what? Don't underestimate yourself, okay? And the world will underestimate you. The world will tell you that if you're this age, you can only do this. If you're that age, you can do that. Well, guess what? Nobody's going to tell me what to do. I'll be 67 years old, and I will do a 4-hour lecture in the morning and a 4-hour lecture in the afternoon. I'll do it 5 days straight, and I'll do the whole island of New Zealand in all the major places, so that we can go and we can sow the seed of unconditional love for our brothers and sisters all over this glorious, beautiful adventure called planet Earth. And that's it. So there's people out there right now considering suicide. There's people out there considering chemo, radiation. And guess what? I love you. And whatever you decide to do, it's your life. And the reality is this: if it's not this life, it'll be some other time that you'll wake up to the fact that that which created the whole universe has always loved you and never judged you. And that only came out of a damn book. So understand that. There's nothing out there in the universe judging me. It's a cheerleader for me. Remember something: every vibration that you put off, you're getting back. Yeah. So what kind of vibration am I putting out there? Mine is this: thank you, Creator, source of everything. Okay. This is my wish list. If you cannot bring this, bring something better, because you are the source of everything. And understand, you are the source of this day. You are the one you've been searching for. You are the hero, the lover, the creator you've been searching for. And you know what? This might be a hard video to chew on. And the harder it is to chew on, the more that they own you and the more that you are a slave on this planet. And this is a slave planet. But the reality is it's a slave planet to see if you have what it takes to vibrate higher than enslavement. And that's the truth. That's the God's truth. May you have the best day of your life, and know that I send you all the love that I can, no matter if you like me, love me, don't care for me right now. Just know that, because love is not the answer. Self-love is. If you're not selfish enough to know what a perfect day is and then repeat that every day, then you will be sold off. Okay. And the worst part of it is not the meat suit. It's your spirit. Rise to your greatness. Let's come together. Together we're stronger. Have a beautiful day, Bravehearts. 3, 2, 1. You got this.